the thrilling saga of Johnny Ringo, the gunfighting Maverick. Welcome back to our channel, where we bring the legends of the Wild West to life. Today, we delve into the thrilling saga of Johnny Ringo, a gunfighting Maverick whose name resounds through the annals of Western folklore. Born into a humble Indiana family in 1850, Johnny Ringo's life was far from ordinary. A tragic wagon accident at a tender age claimed his father's life and set the stage for a future steeped in unpredictability. Have you ever wondered how such a devastating event might shape a person's destiny? Johnny Ringo was no ordinary cowboy. He was a maverick, a man who played by his own rules. How did this Indiana-born lad evolve into a figure of such notoriety? Could his natural inclination towards danger or the grim circumstances have shaped him? This, dear viewers, is where the tale truly takes off. But we're merely scratching the surface here. What propelled Johnny towards a life of gunfighting and lawlessness? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this gripping narrative in our next segment. The emergence of a legend, Johnny Ringo takes on the Wild West. Emerging from the shadows of personal tragedy, our protagonist stepped into the wild world of cowboys and outlaws, a world where only the toughest survived. As Johnny ventured into the unknown, his reputation began to take shape. He was known for his quick draw and deadly accuracy, traits that became his signature. But how did he acquire these skills? What made Johnny Ringo feared and respected? How did his activities affect the volatile Wild West? We'll explore Johnny Ringo's life and expose the man behind the legend. Don't miss this trip. Drawing first blood, Johnny Ringo's introduction to gunfighting. Picture the Wild West, vast lawless expanses, saloons abuzz with the chatter of rough men, and the ever-present echo of gunfire. In this world, Johnny Ringo found his calling. What was it about this high-stakes dance of danger that appealed to our Indiana-born Maverick? An intimidating quick draw, his shots as deadly as they were swift. But how does a man gain such a notorious reputation? It combines natural talent, relentless practice, and a healthy dose of fearlessness. Ringo wasn't just another gunslinger. He was a standout in a land where every other man was armed. Tales of his gunfights spread across the West, each more thrilling than the last. He was said to shoot faster and more actual than anyone else, his name a byword for danger. But every story has two sides. While some saw Ringo as a deadly menace, others viewed him as a fearless protector. The blood feuds and notorious battles. We're about to delve into the thrilling, blood-stained chronicles of Ringo's notorious battles, where the line between friend and foe was as thin as a razor's edge. Imagine the Wild West, where disputes were settled not in courtrooms, but in the dusty streets, under the unforgiving sun, with a pistol in hand. This was Johnny Ringo's arena. But what was living by the gun like, knowing that every sunrise could be your last? Let's examine some objective truths. Ringo was said to have been engaged in multiple shootouts between the late 1870s and his tragic death in 1882. His adversaries, some of the most fearsome men of his time. His weapon of choice, a Colt single-action army revolver, a deadly tool in his skilled hands. One such face-off that still echoes in the annals of Western lore is Ringo's alleged confrontation with Doc Holliday, a name as notorious as Ringo himself. The encounter, fraught with tension, was a classic showdown of swift reflexes and deadly aim. But who was the victor? Friends and foes, key characters in Johnny Ringo's life. The wild landscapes of Johnny Ringo's relationships, meeting the allies and adversaries that shaped his tumultuous life in the Wild West. In the rugged terrain of the frontier, alliances were fickle and enemies were abundant. Yet, Johnny Ringo was not a man to back down from a challenge. He stood tall against adversity, his trusty Colt revolver always ready. Among the key figures in Ringo's life, Ike Clanton stands out. Known for his involvement in the infamous gunfight at the OK Corral, Clanton was a cattle rustler and reputed outlaw. He and Ringo shared a tense alliance, bound by mutual interests and common enemies. Clanton and Ringo's narrative antagonists were Earp, his brothers, and Doc Holliday. Their confrontations culminated in the legendary gunfight at the OK Corral, a conflict that still resonates in Western lore. Then there was Doc Holliday, a man as enigmatic and dangerous as Ringo himself. Their rivalry is the stuff of legend, a thrilling narrative of gunfights and verbal duels. Their alleged face-off in Tombstone is remembered as a high point in the saga of the Wild West. Ringo's friendships, feuds, connections, and rivalries were complicated. Each link contributed to his charisma, revealing a fascinating and contentious character. As we continue Ringo's narrative, we'll encounter more people that shaped him. The final showdown, Johnny Ringo's mysterious end. There are mysterious circumstances surrounding Ringo's untimely end, a topic shrouded in as much controversy as the man himself. Johnny Ringo died in Arizona's isolated desert on July 13, 1882. His temple was shot once. Who killed this fearsome gunslinger? In the Wild Wild West, Ringo may have died in a firefight. Like Ringo's life, his death was extraordinary. The mystery surrounding it fuels endless speculation and debate even today. The official verdict was suicide, but many find this hard to believe. Johnny Ringo, the fearless gunfighter, taking his own life. It didn't seem like something a guy with courage and boldness would do. The death of Ringo Starr has been linked by many to an ongoing conflict. Some of the most deadly individuals in history were on his vast list of foes. Ringo's renowned enemies, including Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday, were among the primary suspects, although no proof has been found connecting them to his killing. Johnny Ringo's death was just as theatrical as his existence, mystery or no mystery. With his passing, a significant piece of the Wild West vanished forever. However, his achievements and exciting life have ensured his memory will not be forgotten. Johnny Ringo's legacy in the Wild West. We can't seem to get enough of Ringo's mysterious character, which has cut deep into the fabric of our culture. Many authors have found inspiration in the exploits of Johnny Ringo, a legendary bandit and expert gunman. His life, filled with gunfights, alliances, and betrayals, paints a vivid picture of the Wild West, a canvas irresistible to filmmakers and authors alike. In cinema and television, Ringo's character has been portrayed by numerous actors, each bringing their unique interpretation to the table. One notable portrayal was by actor Michael Biehn in the movie Tombstone. His version of Ringo, combined with cold-blooded ruthlessness and unexpected charm, struck a chord with audiences. Moreover, Johnny Ringo's name has even found its way into music, with songs dedicated to him by artists such as Johnny Cash. These musical tributes echo his legend and continue to introduce new generations to the thrilling saga of the gunfighting Maverick. Johnny Ringo continues to live on through these diverse mediums, captivating audiences with his dramatic life and mysterious death. His story remains as compelling as ever, a testament to the timeless allure of the Wild West. Conclusion: separating fact from fiction. The real Johnny Ringo. We venture into a fascinating exploration of the real Johnny Ringo, dissecting the man from the myth. The legendary outlaw of the Wild West, Ringo's life was a blend of fact and fiction, and it's high time we unravel the truth. Johnny Ringo, the feared gunslinger, was a force to reckon with in the lawless frontiers of the Wild West. His reputation for fast gunplay and involvement in high-profile feuds have been well documented. But was he the cold-blooded killer as often depicted in popular culture? Let's delve deeper. According to available evidence, Ringo was a cultured and literate guy who spoke Latin and was well-read. This facet of his character contrasts sharply with the cliché of the ignorant, culture-free gunslinger. Ringo's violent reputation is often magnified in tales and portrayals. However, there are only two documented instances where Ringo shot at someone, Lewis Hancock, whom he merely wounded in a drunken argument, and the other, an unknown assailant during the Mason County War. The mystery surrounding Ringo's death has also contributed to his myth. While popular culture often suggests he was murdered, historical records lean towards suicide, albeit under controversial circumstances. In separating fact from fiction, we find a more complex and human man than the ruthless outlaw often portrayed. Please click like if you enjoyed this story as much as we did. Your opinion helps us explore these intriguing topics. Click subscribe to get future historical adventures. Join us as we tell many stories. Finally, we welcome your feedback. Was Johnny Ringo's tale memorable? You may have a query or another view of his life. Let's talk. Leave a remark. Always remember that many fascinating tales await sharing with the world. Keep wondering and looking for new things till we meet again.